Access Breathwork. I'm Dean, and I developed Access Breathwork to facilitate access to the spiritual realm, to emotions and emotional processing and release, to non-ordinary or altered states of consciousness. You may have an out-of-body experience, a psychedelic experience. You may experience expanded self-awareness, rebirthing, or it could be a very primal or mythopoetic experience. You could connect with your inner child, your spiritual guidance, spirit guides, higher planes of consciousness, or simply your higher self. Whatever your personal beliefs are, do not matter, because this is a physiological, somatic, meaning bodily, process. Ultimately, it's about connection with yourself and the universe, and it's an integrative, healing experience. There are 5 distinct parts to Access Breathwork. The first song is the invitation. It's a song with lyrics that focuses you while you set your intentions and moves you into the process. This is where you invite your spiritual guidance, higher self, or the universe to assist you. Or perhaps you have a problem area in your life that you want to address and gain clarity on, or you have some other existential question you are seeking answers for. No matter what, it is important to get into the right frame of mind, or set, as it is known in psychedelic therapy, and be open to the experience. Everyone has a different experience, and every session is different, even for the same individual. You don't want to be attached to any particular outcome. Just because you may have heard that someone else saw all these colors, or had some vision, or connected with relatives who have passed, re-experienced childhood events or other autobiographical material, had an experience with a spirit guide or other out-of-body type experience, that is just what happened that time for them. The main thing is to be open to any outcome, any possibility. This attitude of openness to learn and having a sense of curiosity will help you get the most out of your session. Some people and some personality types are naturals at breathwork. They're going to be flying around the universe, exploring. One person reported he got to ride a Pegasus. Another said he felt himself get lighter, the sky opening and being lifted up and out of his body. Others connect with relatives who have passed. One said his children who were still alive came to him and forgave him. The possibilities are open. If you happen to be one of these people, I'm jealous. For others, and I will say, this is the minority, they are like me. They are thinking, judging types that are in their heads. It may take more intention and focus to become good at this. For me, it is all about getting out of my head and into my body, and it is a spiritual exercise. It is only after that I get the benefits. I feel more connected and grounded. I see synchronicities and things flow. If this happens to be you, don't worry. Keep at it. You will undoubtedly benefit if you do. So here's your overall orientation and the instructions for the invitation. The facilitator will guide you through a quick body scan before pressing play. This is designed to relax you and give you a grounding tool that you can come back to during your session if you find yourself getting stuck in your head. Just like with exercise, you don't start off running wind sprints. You stretch and warm up. The same applies here. You want to warm up with full, deep breaths from your abdomen. Relax your jaw, throat, and neck, and open your mouth. This may feel different for you. However, you want to breathe through your mouth because you want to get as much air as possible. The best way to move the most air is through your mouth. This is the one thing beginners fail to do the most their first time. This process is all about using your breath to gain access to your subconscious, emotional, or spiritual self. Let the music support your breathing. Follow the music. It is a combination of deep breathing and the music that will transport you on this musical journey into you. So breathe deep. The lyrics of the first song usually have some kind of meaning or emphasis or other emotional connection for you, which is what Access Breathwork is all about, the emotional connection. During the first song, I also want to set my intention and invite assistance. The intention I use that works every time is this. I invite my higher power, spiritual guidance, the universe, or higher self to help me feel and release my emotions and teach me what I need to learn. Then I am open to whatever happens and commit to sticking with the process, no matter what comes up. I give myself permission to stay with it. The facilitator is not messing with you in any way. They're not sending you vibes, focusing energy on you, or really even paying that much attention to you other than a cursory scan. That means that whatever comes up for you, it is coming from you. You may sing, hum, laugh, cry, scream, chant, whatever feels right for you. Although this is an internal journey, you may have cathartic release or external expression. Feel free to use your voice. One person flashed back to his childhood where his father was hitting him. He got up and left. What he should have done, since I wasn't giving him any psychosuggestions or messing with him, which meant that was coming from his brain, and that his brain, which had repressed this, now felt like that it was ready to process this, otherwise it wouldn't have come up. He should have stayed with the process, and number one, kept breathing, and probably started yelling, "No, Daddy, no," to get all that pent-up emotion unstuck and out of his body. Your emotions are biochemical reactions that get stuck in your body if you don't fully feel and release them. The example is a gazelle being chased by a cheetah on the Serengeti. If it escapes, it will freeze and then shake uncontrollably as it discharges all that energy from the adrenaline. We aren't taught to do this, so when we have an impactful experience and we don't fully feel our emotions, because we're told to be a big boy or a good girl and don't cry, it gets stuck in our body. Access Breathwork is a psychosomatic tool to release those emotions, to begin to clear the slate so you're not continuously living out of your past. You can feel and release what you have been carrying around and move your past into your past, giving you a free and open future. You can do months and even years worth of therapy in 2 hours, breathing on the mat. This is how psychedelic therapy works. It gives you a sense of expanded self-awareness. You see yourself as part of a greater whole. You experience the unity of reality, and while it doesn't make everything that happened in your experience right, you are able to be okay with your experience, and more importantly, with yourself. You gain the ability to love and accept yourself. This gives a sense of safety and connection. You feel like you belong, and you feel supported. It's a very calm, clear knowing that, as the mystic Julian of Norwich put it, all is well. Even though everything is a mess, all is well. A powerful experience and a resource you can draw on anytime thereafter. So breathe deep and rapidly. The answer to anything you may encounter is in your breath. If something comes up that is disturbing, ask it, "Why are you here? What message do you have for me? What can you teach me?" And keep breathing. If you feel energy getting stuck in your body, you may want to do some tapping like this. This is called knocking on the doors of life. You may want to massage your lymph nodes or sore spot right by your shoulder blade to release energy. It also feels nice. I sometimes pat down my body or even use EFT tapping points on my face. A couple of notes about body positions. You're not stuck in any one position. A nice position is left hand over your heart, right hand over your lower abdomen, or Dantian, the sea of chi. I often place my arms to the side, palms facing up, open to receive. Another nice position is Shavasana, or dead man's pose, with your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your solar plexus. You may find yourself in the fetal position or turn over onto your stomach. I've seen people spontaneously do yoga poses or sit up in an Indian-style meditation position. One person was kicking his legs and moving his arms in the air. I thought, wow, he's really into this. After the session, he told me he hadn't been able to move like that since the Fryer accident, where he had been badly burned. He had gotten so much oxygen into his cells that he could make those movements. So yes, you can have actual physical healing and release as well. Another person was able to release all this anxiety he was carrying around in his shoulders, and it stayed gone, as he reported to me months later. Let your intuition be your guide, and keep breathing. Should your movement begin to encroach on another person, the facilitator will gently touch you on one shoulder. That lets you know, not that you have done anything wrong, but to bring it back in a bit so you don't impact another person. Also, should you fall asleep, and there's nothing wrong with that, but if you are snoring loudly and it is disturbing to others, the facilitator will also press your shoulder to bring you back a bit. In fact, if I ask to receive whatever I need to get out of the session from my spiritual guidance, the universe, or my higher self, that may be exactly what happens. I had a person that told me after the session that he fell asleep and slept the whole time. He said that was the first time he had been able to sleep in over 2 weeks. That was obviously what he needed. That may be the case for you as well. There's nothing wrong with falling asleep. In fact, sleep is a non-ordinary state of consciousness. Some, including myself, would say that in your sleep state, you're actually out exploring the spiritual realm, interacting, learning, and growing. Access Breathwork gives you the ability to have those same interactions, but you will be able to remember them. Don't judge yourself if you fall asleep. By the way, having an out-of-body experience can also be mistaken for falling asleep. You can differentiate this because when you wake up, it will be abrupt as you re-enter your body. You will often also feel yourself get very cold as you go out of body, which is why we suggest bringing a blanket or sheet to cover yourself with. Another technique you may want to use during your session, or if you feel energy getting stuck, is toning. This is simply using your voice, making the sounds ah, om, or hu. Ah will activate your heart chakra. Ah. Om activates your solar plexus. Om. Hu clears your root chakra. Hu. You can also use toning to move yourself around in whatever space you find yourself in. If you want to get out or get in, one song in particular is natural to hum or chant along to. It's called Intuvulation and marks the halfway point. It is very deep bass and didgeridoo. Give yourself permission. No one is paying attention to or watching you. A voice coach once told me your voice is the most personal part of you. Don't be afraid to use it in your session.